I know you do many, many things, right? So you
Yeah.
have over about 14 years of experience in the
Mhm.
holistic healing. What
Yeah.
inspired you to delve into this path? And how have science fiction, fantasy, and games influenced your approach as well? Because I love science fiction and then I love fantasy and I love games. So that is my area as well as entertainment.
Yeah. I started as a youth worker in residential treatment after I did my bachelor's in psychology. And there were a lot of different modalities that were being tried out in sort of that area. And then moving into my counseling program, there were a lot of what people call it woo woo, right? So
Yeah.
there were a lot of woo woo things that happen in counseling that don't necessarily happen in psychology, even though they're very similar fields. And I have always been a huge fan of, TTRPG games, magic, fantasy, and Reiki and yoga just kind of have this mysterious, mystical feel, but they work. you know, it's woo woo, it's fantasy brought to life in a way that helps people and helps people feel better. And that for me, that was just like the whole package.
Yeah. What is TTRPGs?
So tabletop role play games, so like Dungeons and Dragons,
Oh,
things like that.
got
Yes.
it. Okay. I was trying to like, I'm like, what is that? I don't even know what that is. I was like, okay, she will explain to me.
Right.
Yes. Because we use our imagination so
Mm-hmm.
much in playing those games. And I've never experienced it, but I did watch like Stranger Things on
Yeah.
Netflix. And then I see like they're just like so into it. I'm like, hey, that looks actually fun. Like I want to do that too, because you're just using your imagination. You can create whatever you want to create because we have this beautiful mind.
Mhm.
Sometimes it could go against us, but we don't listen to
Right.
that part of the mind. But just using our imaginations is just so fascinating because you can step out of this world and go to another world, and you can do anything you want with your imagination because we forgot that we lost that as children. We had it, and then it was gone. So
Yeah.
I love that. So do you play Dungeons and Dragons at all?
I don't play Dungeons and Dragons, but I play other sort of TTRPG systems. And I really love it because it brings you into that fantasy world, but you're always a part of that, right? So you're playing a character, but all of those things that you have going on inside of yourself kind of come out in that character. And so it's a really great way to do kind of what I call stealthy shadow work.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, so you can really get into what someone's going through in a way that's, away from them, that's distance from them, so it's not as scary.
True, right? Yeah. I
Yeah,
mean, I never thought about it. This is the first time I'm actually hearing this, like some form of like therapy as to with these games, and it makes total sense. I'm like,
right.
wow, okay, we need to spread that message everywhere. So it reminds me of also because I was in rehab. I used to be a professional drinker and no longer anymore, thank goodness. And I remember going to rehab and we would have these different activities and we had to
Mhm.
like relearn how to have fun again because our fun was the bottle of alcohol, but that only lasts so long until we almost die. And then,
Mhm.
so when we were at the rehab, I remember a bunch of us were just playing, I think it was Pictionary or something. It was so much fun. And then the counselors there were just like, you see, you have it within you. You guys can still have fun without the booze.
Yeah.
And so we were just like having so much fun and just that whole social connection. We all had
Mhm.
something in common and we all want to get to a better goal, a better path, a different journey. And so that was so much fun playing those games. So that's what reminded me of that. Anyway, so
Yeah.
I